Howdy Posse hopefuls, and welcome to this video where I'll be breaking down the entire round 2 process from start to finish. Hey there, my name is Zoe Blackburn. I'm a Texas A&M University Posse Scholar, a part of the National Virtual Program in the DFW area, and I'm so excited that you tuned in to today's video. In this video, we will go over what is Posse Round 2, what you need to know before going into the interview, the structure of the interview, how to prepare, and what happens next. So let's get into it. Well, what exactly is Posse Round 2? Posse Round 2 is the second official interview round of the Posse Scholarship process. It's a one-on-one personal interview with you and one other Posse staff member. You may see it listed as DAP2 in your Posse portal. This interview will be formatted like your traditional job or any other personal interview with the little tweaks. But in this interview, it is so important that you focus on your story, leadership, and why you would be a great fit for Posse. Okay, before going into round 2, take 2. But before going into your round 2 interview, there are some documents that you must submit before the interview takes place. First off, you will have to rank your colleges, and this is the most important part of your Posse journey. You will typically have 3 spots to rank, 1 being the highest and 3 being the lowest. In addition to ranking your colleges, you will also have to scale your interest, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. And after you scale your interest, you will have to give a reasoning as to how you ranked your college and why your interest level was what you put it as. This is the most important part, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to be honest in this part. Yes, you want this amazing scholarship and you don't want to seem ungrateful or uninterested, but it is so important to be honest in the college rankings because you don't want to end up somewhere that you weren't even really interested in going to or in a university that makes you unhappy. So be interested, but be honest. This is the most important part, and it tells Posse and gives them an idea of the popularity of a given university and also who they can choose. Next, they will ask for some academic information. They will need your transcript. The transcript cannot be sent by the applicant. It must be sent by the person who nominated the applicant or by the school they attend. So dear applicants, make sure you get that handled. Next, and this is optional, test scores. Test scores are optional, but my rule of thumb is that if for the SAT, if you have scored a 1250 or higher, I would submit. And for the ACT, if you have scored a 25 or higher, I would submit. So keep that in mind. Next, also optional, is your resume. Now, while a resume for the round 2 is completely optional, it is one of the documents that I think is just as important as your transcript or your college rankings. Because while it is important to see who you are inside of the classroom, it is just as important to see who you are outside of the classroom. So submit the resume. Okay, I cannot stress it enough. Submit the resume. And in addition to the resume, you must submit an essay. This essay does not have a given topic. It can honestly be anything. Posse does recommend that it is something that you have been assigned in your reading or writing class and something that has been graded. While there is no topic or no given outline, I suggest that this essay should be at least 1.5 pages long and it be an interesting topic, not another boring topic, if you know what I mean. And then finally, they will also ask you for a short bio. Now, this bio is also optional, but I think it is very, very important to submit because it gives some more personality and background to who you are. Now, keep in mind, keyword is short bio. This should not be a huge autobiography or anything like that. This should be no more than 2/3 of a page is long. It is not meant to be a story or anything like that. It is simply meant to give some personality to who you are. And then lastly, they will ask for a commitment form. This is a required form that you must sign before going into the interview. And this is simply to guarantee that you will actually submit and show up to the interview like you promised. Well, now that we've gone over what you need to do before you walk into the interview, let's get into the actual structure of the interview. Starting off, you will have an intro or a little icebreaker. And these are just quick questions to calm the nerves. They will ask you how you're doing, how your day is going. They might give a little overview of who they are, and they will go over what the format of the interview is like. It's very important to participate and to be engaged, because not only does it calm your nerves, but it also gets you and the interviewer excited for the interview. Next, they will ask you some personal questions. These will be your typical interview questions. Who are you? Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What are your strengths and weaknesses? They may also ask, what challenges have you overcome? Who has shaped who you are today? And things like that. Some tips that I have is to, one, talk from the heart. It's so important to talk from the heart to show how genuine and honest you are. And then second, focus on growth. Focus on the challenges that you have faced and also how you've overcome them to grow as an individual and a person. And finally, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable and show some things that you may think is embarrassing. However, while it is important to be vulnerable, keep it professional. Be vulnerable, be honest, but keep it professional no matter what. And make sure that whatever you have to say will highlight you in a positive light. Next is leadership questions. They will ask you, what does leadership mean to you? How have you been a leader? What are situations where you have had to be a leader, even if that wasn't your position, wasn't your title, or things like that? They want to see who you are as a leader. And some tips that I have for that is to, one, talk about life moments. Don't just talk about titles. Yes, it's amazing that you were president of the chess club. Yes, it was amazing that you were on a student council, but titles aren't everything. And so it's important that when you're talking about the leadership moments or things like that, is that you focus on moments and that you turn away from just the titles. Because let's be real, people in Posse are competitive. You probably have 5 people who are all presidents of their class or president of the debate club or anything like that. So it's important that you highlight your actual real life moments and not just the titles and positions that you've held. In addition to that, leadership can be showing up and being there for others. Leadership is not always about taking charge. So make sure that you sit with yourself and ask yourself what you think being a leader is to you. And also maybe look for ways that you were a leader and didn't even realize it. Next, they will ask why you, or why Posse. The thing is that Posse is a puzzle. There's 10 puzzles and they're all unique. And so Posse is looking for why you are that missing puzzle piece. So they may ask you questions like, how will your friends describe you? What's the role that you take in your own friend group? And they will also ask you, what do you bring to the table for Posse? What would make you that missing puzzle piece that no other member of Posse has? They will also ask you, in addition to bringing Posse, or what you bring to the table to Posse, they will also ask, what are you looking to get out of Posse? What do you want from Posse? What are you hoping to receive from Posse just as much as you give to Posse? And so some tips that I have for this is to show your excitement, your intentions, and your vision for college, because this is so important to give a better understanding of who you are and what you expect from Posse and what you expect to give to Posse. Also, it's very important to, mention things like what you bring to the table, the community that you might create, and different mentorship that you might give to the Posse or even receive from the Posse. Next, talk about long-term support. You're going to be with these people for 4 years, and you might even meet your lifelong best friend from Posse. And so it's so important to talk about long-term support, because you're going to be here and with these people for a very, very long time. So make sure you talk about long-term support. Next, they will ask you for your rankings and your interest in college. They're going to pull up your portal and they're going to see how you ranked your colleges, and they're going to ask you about it. The script is going to go something like this. If you went to Texas A&M University, if I gave you the Texas A&M Scholarship today, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited would you be to go? And you would have to scale your interest. They also may ask you, like, oh, I see that you ranked Rhodes College as number 2. Why did you rank Rhodes College as number 2? And you would have to give your reasoning. Yes, they can see what your reasoning was in the portal, but it's different when you ask them face-to-face and you answer them face-to-face. And my biggest tip, and I said this in the previous segment, is to be honest. Do not try to front. Do not try to think, oh, if I'm not interested in this college, it's embarrassing. No, it is not. I promise you, it is so not embarrassing. Posse wants honesty. Posse wants what you want, because they're using this information of talking to you to make their decisions on who's going to go to what university and this, that, and the other. And it's so important, because you don't want to end up somewhere that you're unhappy. You don't want to end up somewhere that you really never wanted to go to, and you have a miserable 4 years. So don't do that. Well, now that we've gone over the meat of what happens in round 2, let's talk about what happens next after you're finished. Well, similar to round 1, you have to wait 3 to 6 weeks for a response. Keep in mind, just like round 1, it is a long and lengthy process. There are multiple interviews that they have to go over. So please, please, please be patient with them. They have a lot to do, but yes, give them 3 to 6 weeks. Next, keep in mind, you rank the colleges, but they also rank you back. So it's not like I get priority, like I get, no. You rank and they have to rank you back. So it's a two-way street. So give them some time to make those decisions. And then lastly, you'll receive an email in about 3 to 6 weeks about their decisions. Either you will get into a finalist or you will not. And so you will receive an email, and if you are a finalist, you will get a wonderful email that says that you are a finalist for a specific university. You will know what school you are a finalist for. So there is no guessing. There is no like, what school am I a finalist for? You will say you are a finalist for Texas A&M University. You are a finalist for Rhodes College. You are a finalist for Case Western. All those different universities. And so keep that in mind. Now that we've gotten over the hardcore information about round 2, let's get into how to actually prepare for your round 2 process. Now, in addition to all of the tips that I gave in round 1, I still think that stands true, but there are some additional things that I would add. First off is to reflect ahead of time. Reflect on what you want in a college. Reflect on what you would bring to Posse. Reflect on what you would want to receive from Posse, because not only are you giving something to the group, you're also receiving something. So reflect and ask yourself, what do I have to offer? What college experience do I want? And what do I want to receive from Posse as well? Also, practice your responses. Just like I said earlier in reading the book and writing down your responses and questions, do that exact same thing. Practice, tell me about yourself. Practice, tell me your strengths and weaknesses. Practice your responses, because it's very, very important. And then next, and this is the biggest one, is be proud of your story. It's so easy to look at other students and other applicants and think that your story is nothing compared to them. You think your story is so little and it's so uninteresting and all those things. But I promise you, you need to dig deep and be proud of your story, because there's so much uniqueness in you as an individual, and you need to make sure that you carry that into the interview and make that shine. So make sure that you're proud of your story. And then next is to listen and take your time. Listen to understand, not to respond. And so as you are listening to the interviewers talk about themselves, ask you questions, give you more insight into the Posse program, listen to comprehend, listen to understand. Don't listen to respond. It's very easy to want to jump and attack and show yourself and put yourself out there, but it's more important that you listen for comprehension and understanding rather than responding. And then finally, be yourself. It's corny, we hear it all the time, but be yourself, because you are so unique, you are so beautiful, you are so amazing, and so it's so important to be unique and just to be yourself. Don't try to be someone else, don't try to put on a fake mask or anything. Be yourself, because it is so beautiful, and you might just be that missing puzzle piece to Posse. That is all for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through Instagram at IamZoeGirl, or email me at IamZoeGirl@gmail.com. You can also drop in the comments, or if you like to schedule a one-on-one prep session, feel free to fill out the link in the description below. But remember, you are an amazing person with an amazing story. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in round 3. Thanks, and gig 'em.